Hey guys, good morning. My name is Rebecca if you guys are new here. My husband and I live in Utah with our son. He's almost 2 years old, which is so crazy to think about. He will be 2 August 17th, which is just so wild. But I've been actually trying to, these are my little notes right here. I've been trying to sit down to record this video for quite some time, and I didn't get around to it because we went on vacation, and then I just kind of didn't feel like doing it. I don't know. So today's the day that I'm going to be filming this video, and we're going to be talking all things hormones, ovulation, things like that. So I'm a 40-year-old woman. I have nothing to hide right now as far as like talking about these types of things, only because I want to help other women out there that might be in this position or have heard this certain thing from their doctor and they're like, I don't know what to do. So that's where I come in. I want to really help you guys like try to figure out what to do next. Full disclosure, I am not a doctor, so don't take my advice as medical information for yourself. If you feel like you need to go get checked up and you need to get your blood taken and all this just to see where you're at with everything, I'm going to go more into that later. Then do that for yourself. Definitely ask your doctor. But I'm just sharing with you guys information that I found out for myself and information that I needed for like what was going on with my body and everything like that. I'm going to start with talking about my hormones, okay? So when you're a woman, your hormones fluctuate obviously, and they go all over the place, and sometimes you're like, is my hormones okay, or are they off? Like, I don't know. And a lot of times I don't even know honestly the signs and symptoms of hormonal dysfunction besides just irritation, and there's a lot, you guys. Like, if you were to look it up online, there's so many different symptoms of hormones being off balance, and there are ways to like help that obviously. So I don't know what happened, but I started feeling just really out of breath. Like anytime I would have anything like with a carb or a sugar or any kind of caffeine, I felt so out of breath and I felt just totally off. And there was so much more that goes into that, but it started to get me curious about my health and like where I was at with everything. And I'm just like, what am I doing here? Like, what's wrong? What do I need to fix? Little did I know that I have H. pylori, which is a really bad gut bacteria. It's an advanced attack on your gut, like your gut bacteria. And that's what I have currently, and I'm in treatment for that. But I also think I was not eating correctly. Like, I would start my day off with like healthy pancakes, but I'd be having like maple syrup and anything that really spikes your blood sugar in the morning, like a banana or something like that. And I wouldn't just eat a banana, but eating the wrong foods starting my day out in the morning. And I was having coffee in the morning, which can kind of mess up your hormones if you're not too careful. Like, you shouldn't really drink coffee on an empty stomach, because it can really mess up your hormones as a woman, if you're worried about that. But if you feel fine and you're doing good, then that's cool. Do what you gotta do, you know, do your thing. But this is stuff that I started noticing, and I couldn't even go up a flight of stairs without just feeling like I had to stop halfway up the stairs, because I was just like so out of breath. So I just felt very off, and that kind of led me down a journey to try to figure out what's going on with me. So I went to a naturopath, holistic, at least I thought that's what it was, but it ended up just being like a hormone specialist doctor. And I went there and I got my blood taken, and I got like all these different vials taken for different hormones and stuff like that to see what could be potentially wrong. I got my testosterone looked at, my progesterone, estrogen, like all the things. Okay, so I have to backtrack a little bit. This is the storytelling time, okay? So you guys get your cup of coffee, like get your whatever, and sit down, and yeah, if you really want to hear the story, hear me out. I went to my OBGYN. I got a blood panel for a few things, not the full blood panel. I didn't know that I needed to do the full thing at first. So I went to the OBGYN. They gave me like 3 different tests, I think, to see if I was ovulating, my progesterone, estrogens, and a couple other things, right? They sent me the results back, and they told me that I wasn't ovulating, and my testosterone was high, and I have like some kind of like liver or kidney thing going on. I was like freaking out. I was thinking, I'm not ovulating, like I'm currently trying to conceive. Like, I'm trying to get pregnant right now, and this is not good, because if you're not ovulating, you can't get pregnant. So this is where I really am trying to help anyone out there who is kind of like trying to figure out their hormones and to see if they're ovulating and stuff like that. Don't believe the doctor firsthand, because what happened was I actually went in on the wrong day. So the first day of your period, 21 days after that, that's when you're supposed to go and test your hormones. If you go in even a week later or 2 weeks later or whatever like that, your results aren't going to be correct. So they told me to come in 21 days after my period was, you know, whatever, certain day. I took it as 21 days after the last day of my period. So I came in like 4 or 5 days later. And that resulted in them telling me that I wasn't ovulating. And that's when my whole world just like, I freaked out and I panicked. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm not ovulating. So I started taking the Clearblue ovulation test, and I was getting smiley faces every single week that like after my period. So it was like about 7 days, which I still believe is kind of early after your period ends to get ovulation smiley face, you know. Now it's actually lengthened, thank God, but I was getting the smiley face, and I called them and I'm like, if I'm getting the surge, does that, you know, the surge is like when you get the smiley face, it's basically your body telling you you're about to ovulate, you just ovulated, or you are ovulating. And I was getting the surge, and so I called the doctor and I was like, I'm getting the smiley face on my little test thing, the Clearblue test. And she's like, well, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're ovulating. That could just mean that you have the surge. And I'm like, okay, so this is why I'm making this video, because there's so much out there, you guys, that if you're not listening to your own body and your own mind and your own gut just about like everything, you will believe the doctor and they will try to prescribe you something. So that's the next thing I want to talk to you guys about. They try to put me on this pill, not like a birth control pill, obviously, because I'm trying to get pregnant, but they wanted to put me on a pill that helps you ovulate. Okay, so I said no thank you, goodbye, thank you very much, no. And I decided to go, and I went to a naturopath, holistic, like at least what I thought was holistic. I don't know if it is or not to this day, but I haven't done deeper research. And I got my full blood panel. Turns out I am ovulating. My progesterone was perfect. Everything was fine, except I did have like a little bit high testosterone, and then my liver or kidney was off. Like something was a little too high in my levels, but they're like, oh, we're not too concerned about that. You can come back in like a month or two and we'll check it out. So I was like, okay, so that worked out perfect. And so then I reached out to this girl on Instagram, and I'm just like, hey, like the doctor's telling me I'm not ovulating. What do you suggest that I do, because I don't want to get on these medications and stuff. And this was before I went back and retested, and she's like, well, you should take I wrote it down. She's like, get the Pre-Mom ovulation strips. They're from Amazon. They're pretty cheap. And she's like, from the day of your last period, or no, from the first day of your period all the way to like basically the whole month, take these ovulation strips and see if you're actually ovulating. And I was like, okay. And so, but I was thinking in my head, like, well, I'm already doing the Clearblue, and she just said some people love them, some people don't like them. So it's totally your preference if you want to do those tests. But I highly recommend doing the Pre-Mom because they're really sensitive. You do your second pee of the day, and I know it's hard to keep track, but if you're really on it and you're focused, you can do it. Second pee of the day, pee on it, you know, dip it, whatever. And you will find out if you are ovulating or not, and you're getting the surge. Okay, so the next step of advice I have for you is to obviously go get retested on the right day. So your first day of your period, 21 days after that. Okay, get your hormones checked, get a full blood panel of like what's going on. That's my recommendation to you. If you can't do that, just, you can do the OB/GYN thing, and they'll tell you specific hormones, like if you're ovulating or not. I was ovulating, praise God. I was like, okay, good, I'm ovulating. I didn't see any reason why I shouldn't be, because I'm not in premenopausal state right now. And I was just like so confused because I eat right, I work out every day pretty much. I do all the things, and it just didn't make sense. The only thing I can think of is why my liver, and because that is accurate actually, because I've had 3 tests for that, my liver or kidney, I can't remember, like you'd think I'd know after 3 tests, but I'm pretty sure it's my liver that's having issues. But I eat a lot of red meat because my husband is obsessed with red meat, and he got me eating more red meat like when we started dating. and now I feel like I'm paying for that. So I have to like go back and stop eating as much red meat. I don't eat it every day. It's like once or twice a week, but still, I think that might be contributing to the liver thing. I want to just make this video for you guys because ultimately at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you're doing everything the right way. Like, don't go test on the 26th day or the 27th or 28th and expect your hormone results to be right, because they may not be. I highly recommend going to get the full blood panel and seeing where you're at. I definitely, now that I know that I'm ovulating, that is wonderful. But then I found out I have H. pylori, which can cause infertility, and it can cause like a hill of other problems in your body. And now I realize why my body was kind of freaking out. I was getting like really heavy periods. My periods have always been pretty on time, but my periods started to get a little irregular, and then I noticed they were really heavy or like not starting, and then I think the H. pylori is like really messing with my body. But I'm also going to get a ultrasound on my abdominal area because I'm going to see if I have any ulcers from the H. pylori and also if I have any like cysts or whatever, because I feel just yesterday I started feeling like really bad pain right here, and I feel it actually right now. That's why I'm bringing it up, because it reminded me. But it's like a pulsing pain, like a sharp pain, and it keeps popping up, and then when I push down there it hurts even more. So I'm definitely going to get that checked out next week, and I will let you guys know if anything is like not good or off or whatever. But that's all I had for you guys today. I really just wanted to make this video because I'm definitely still on a health journey. I am trying to lose weight, I'm trying to feel better, I'm trying to just do all the things, right? And I want everything to be healthy for a healthy pregnancy. And there's a lot of things right now in my life that I'll catch you guys up on in like another vlog or something. But for now, thank you guys so much for listening. If you haven't already, give this video a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. You guys, any comments or likes or anything that you guys, any love that you give really does help my channel. Right now, with the way that social media is working, specifically YouTube, if you're not making shorts or if you're not making like really strict content like I'm making now, you really can't grow your channel unless people are engaging. So I'm definitely trying to figure out what kind of videos I want to make. I love vlogging, it's just I don't know if it's working for my channel. So I'm definitely going to be trying to figure something else out maybe. I don't know yet. I don't know. But I also have another vision for how I'm going to start making more money right now, and that's really exciting. I don't know if I'm going to actually do it. I have to pray about it and I have to think about it, but I'm thinking that it's probably going to be a good thing. And that could definitely help me in my music goals, because I really want to record music again and I want to start writing again. And I'm only 40, my life isn't over yet. I want to do YouTube, I want to get this going, and maybe possibly hire a coach to help me or something like that. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm just sharing my life with you guys, and I hope that this video helped, and I will see you guys again on the next video. Bye!